Hey guys, I got something a little bit different. It's not woodworking related, but it's gonna be a fun project. I'm gonna show you here what it is. So we got a camper here, and I don't know if you can see. It's hard to get a good angle here, but the bottom half of this is all delaminated. So we're going to try to fix that in this video. Last year I fixed this side and it worked out perfect. So now that I know what I'm doing, I decided I'm gonna make a video on this and show you how to fix a delaminating bunk end on a hybrid camping trailer. So the first step is we have to remove the whole bunk end off and bring it into the shop where we can work on it. Not quite tall enough. Better. Sorry about the lighting in here. It's a little dark. All right, you got her. Bring it to the shop. We got her off and she's in the shop. That's step one. Okay, the hard part is done. You may notice that my clothes changed a few times during those clips you just saw. That's because this took a little bit. It took me a couple evenings and a little bit of time during the day when I was able to sneak away from the family. So now we need to clean up everything. We need to clean up all this wood that is stuck to here and all the old glue off, as well as this thing here, the skin. We're gonna try to reuse this. It's got a bunch of old plywood and stuff still on here, so we gotta peel that all off. And I'm not sure what the best way is going to be for that. So yeah, that's gonna take a bit of time. So I'm not sure how exactly I'm gonna do this. I might just end up scraping at it with a paint scraper, getting it down as far as I can, and then maybe trying to sand the rest of the way off. And this is gonna be easy. The last time I just put a wire brush attachment and angle grinder, just went to town, and that worked awesome on that. So that's what we're gonna do there, and yeah, so cue the montage. right, that was quite the job. This is as far as I'm gonna go on this. It was tough. And this is just the last layer of plywood. It's very thin, probably thinner than a piece of paper. And I think it's good enough. It's stuck, it doesn't want to come off, so I'm pretty confident that it'll never come off. So I think we're good to go with this. And as I was cleaning up this frame and getting it all apart, I found that there was a broken weld here. So I think instead of bringing it to a welding shop and paying a ridiculous amount of money for that little piece of aluminum to be re-welded, I'm just going to use an angle bracket in here and zip some self-tapper screws into that. So that should be just fine. All right, now let's put this thing together, and that's the exciting part because that means we're in the home stretch to finishing this thing. Now I'm going to be working on the inside of this hatch first, if you want to call it. And for that, I'm going to be using a piece of 1/8" hardboard, and it is painted on one side. Now I'm going to cut it upside down to get it to the rough side. I'm cutting it about a 1/2 inch bigger than what I need. And the reason I'm cutting it upside down is that way the base of my skill saw will not scratch the paint that's on the inside here. So then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to squirt some construction adhesive on the aluminum frame and squish it in place and make sure it gets all lined up correctly. And then I'm going to clamp the snot out of it. So let's get to it. Alright, next we get to glue in some foam. And now this foam, it does two different things. First, it insulates it, keeps you warm while you're sleeping at night. And also, it adds some rigidity to the floor of this. You'd be surprised, like all it is 1/8" veneer plywood top and bottom, and a piece of foam in the middle. And that, believe it or not, when glued together properly, it creates a very strong, lightweight surface. And for that, I'm going to be using weld bond to glue it. And it says here that it can glue wood to foam. And I did a test piece and boy does it grab. So I'm pretty confident it's going to hold. And I'm going to spread it with a 1/16 notch spreader. Without further ado, let's glue. Now that we have the foam and the hardboard sandwiched together, next we need to glue that skin back on to it. Now it's a little bit tricky because it has to be lined up perfectly because there's 3 holes in each side for the latches to mount into. So the easiest way I've figured out how to do this is, first of all, I should explain how we're going to glue it on. We're going to use contact cement. It's a special high heat contact cement that won't release with heat because just the regular like LePage heavy duty contact cement, if that gets too hot, it'll actually release. And we don't want that. So on Amazon, I found a contact cement that is high heat. It's made by 3M. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a coat of contact cement onto the back side of the skin. And then we're going to roll a coat onto the hardboard. And when that makes contact, it sticks. It's an instant bond. So what I've come up with is I'm going to put a piece of 6mm poly down first. and then I'm going to put the skin on top of that. It's going to allow me to shift it around, get those holes lined up, and then I'm going to clamp it into place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back half of that skin, cut out the plastic, pull the plastic out, and then carefully put it in, and then reverse, do the other side. I think this is going to work, so let's give it a try. Boy, am I happy to have that part done. That is actually the most challenging part of this whole project, is getting this lined up perfectly. And it is awesome, nice and flat, no bubbles, nothing. It feels great, it looks great. So now we have to attach the aluminum rails back on. Nothing too difficult. This is the bottom piece, and the other one is a single piece that wraps all the way around. So what we're going to do is we're going to squirt silicone on the inside of this and squish it on. Now the silicone we're using is a special silicone, and what I'm using is the Trem Pro 644, and it's an RTV silicone. And it has to be an RTV silicone because this is the only silicone that will stick to fiberglass. Regular household like stuff that you use for like in your shower and stuff like that, that stuff does not stick to silicone. It has to be RTV. It's very important. So let's get into it. All right, now that it's all together, we just have to reinstall it back onto the trailer. Now, I'm doing this by myself. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I've come up with a solution I think is going to work. my father-in-law is watching this, no, I'm not gonna wash your whole trailer for you. I'm just doing the front. You gotta do the rest yourself. Well, there you have it. That's how I, at least, repair the bunk end that is delaminating on a hybrid camping trailer. Now, this project only cost about 200 bucks, which is probably a lot cheaper than if you were to go to like an RV repair center. They probably would charge you, I don't know, 1,000 bucks, $2,000. I have no idea, but I'm just imagining it would be astronomical. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you guys the confidence to tackle something like this if your trailer has a similar issue. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.